and it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet, but what's unusual about that? It is a new day.
Day 2.
And here's the bonnet that we put on. Just going to, already popped it, going to address this situation. It's janky as f. So this, you fold down, whoa, and it just falls. So that's not ideal, is it? I gotta put that in there real quick. Okay, now I need to take that off and swap it for the one that's on my metal bonnet. Also, I want to try and put the heat shielding back on, just because. There's my engine bay. I removed the airbox the other night to help with fitting the bonnet. I thought it might have been hitting. It wasn't. Yo. It's a bit of metal. Real crap. This side's got two little pins that you have to pull in. You can do it with just a screwdriver as you pull, and that'll pop out. And this side's a bit of just a wiggle and hope type deal. There we go. Yeet. That's off. Now I need to get the one off the other bonnet, which is over here. Somebody's been walking on it. Ted. It's not dented. Luckily it's 18 kilos of solid steel. Here she is flipped. So there's the good one that's not broken. So undo that, get those two undone, and then transplant it onto the other bonnet. These bonnets aren't worth anything. Nobody wants them. They're like 10 bucks. So I might just cut it up and take it to scrap. It's 18 kilos worth of steel. I might get more than 10 bucks for it in scrap. Who knows? Newsflash. This is difficult to do with one hand. Gotta stay hydrated. How could you do that? How could you put it on the trunk or the boot lid like that? Well, this paint's already rooted, and I've got an FRP trunk lid to go on there, so me. Bonnets and trunk lids aren't worth shit. Nobody wants them. Much easier with two hands. There we go. Look at that. Give that a pop. That's what she looks like from underneath. That's why this square one's a little bit difficult, because it's pushed out by the screw that goes in there. Okay, and that's just that. This is quite a shitty system. This thing often snaps off, so I really want to put like struts on the carbon bonnet. But yeah, money. I'll do it one day. Then I won't need the stupid bonnet thing, bonnet stick. I don't like it. I don't want it. Gonna make it so I don't need it. There's also a crack in the carbon here. I don't know, I mean I should repair it, but I mean it's not going to really do much anyway, so I might just leave it for now, because that's just another project. I don't think the heat shielding comes all the way to here anyway, and I just need to really put some epoxy in the crack, and then push it, put some tape across the top, and then close the bonnet. Should actually press on that hard enough that it fixes it. Need to sort out this as well. Come with me if you want to live. What have I done? Okay, there we go. Now this needs to plug into that somehow. Yep. These are horrible. That one snapped off. Oh, they're all snapping. Yep. There's one that didn't break. Broke too. Right. Some of these aren't even drilled, like that one's okay. That one's not drilled. That one's not drilled out. Oh, that one is. Yeah, some of them aren't, but others are. This should hold the front of it in, so I don't really need those two. But I am kind of tempted to drill them out. I actually can't, because some of the ones that I took out broke, and then the ones that were in this hood before I pulled the heat shielding off, like, that's not OEM. Yeet. I actually don't have enough of them. So I'm actually only just missing one, really. Quick note for you guys playing at home, these clips are really shit, so be careful when you're getting them out. Use a screwdriver on either side and press them in and wiggle them out, otherwise they just snap. As a result, I don't even have enough to put this back on again. You're gonna have to take a trip to Autobucks or some parts shop and get something similar. I'm not gonna bother with the exact same thing. I'd actually be happier with this style because they press in and yeah, the depth doesn't matter so much, whereas these OEM ones, you have to get them to the correct depth, and with using carbon fiber or fiberglass, it's a different thickness to the metal, so it doesn't work as well, in my opinion. All right, so what do we got? That goes in there, nut presses in there. I need to move this. There we go, look at that. That is in, I think. Cars, man, that just fell, bounced, and then fell in there and then didn't hit the ground, I don't think. Nope, sure didn't. So it's sitting on something, probably gonna melt. Next thing I need to do is get this back on. I took it off because I thought the bonnet was hitting it. It wasn't. Now I'm going to be putting the quad throttle bodies on, which means this is going to have to come off again, but I want to fix one problem at a time, and the first problem is that I'm not happy with the way the bonnet closes. This has to be here. I've gotten used to driving the car with this on it. I'm not sure what taking this off will do to the handling of the car, so it has to stay. Plus I think it looks cool. I'm not even sure if it's going to interfere with my filter system and everything. If it does, then I'll address that then, but as far as the car is now, this is going on no matter what. I think I want to try what we did the other night and spray some water around and see if any gets up on top of the under. I might have to pull this back off again, I don't know. If I do have to pull it off, I'm not going to be that upset because it's actually going to save weight, although the heat might, well, the bonnet's not going to like the heat. Now last time I tried this I used straight water. This time I'm using soap, so it's bubbly. Hopefully it'll give a more clear result of what's actually hitting. Here we go. It doesn't want to close. It's really high up on this side. Let's open it and have a look. Oh yeah, we've got bubbles all along there. We've got no bubbles here. Or do we? I can get it to latch, but it's really, you have to really push on it. Watch this. Launches itself upwards. Oh yeah, we got bubbles here. So it is touching. I guess it's a matter of how much should I care. I think most of it's touching along here. This point here is probably what's doing it. One of the biggest problems I think is this shape here. The fact that this sticks out further than everything else is applying pressure to here. I wonder if there's a way to lower this just to scrap. Like, is there a plate on top of that I can remove? Worth investigating, because this is meant for this car and it shouldn't hit, right? So maybe it's hitting because I've got an extra plate on there that shouldn't be there when you use this. I got this second hand, so it didn't come with any instructions. But yeah, that is a possibility. Did we get any touching over here? I don't know. Let's test that again and we'll look specifically at this area. I will say I think the bubbles works better than the straight water. Oh yeah, it touches here too. This is where it's touching. There's quite a bit of give in there. If I put some double-sided tape on the back of it, it would probably hold it up out of the way. So that's true for here too. Like, check that out. That's got quite a bit of movement in it. Might help if this clip worked better. So I should probably invest in a whole bunch of these clips that clip in better than what I've got. Try and remove, if there's anything to remove underneath this, and then sort out clips for this too. So I really need to take a trip to the shop, don't I? I also need to find out what the hell happened to the rest of this hose. That's a 10, by the way. Can we one hand strong arm this shit? Yep. Now if you look down in there, see all the water? I don't know why that's filling up with water, but I need to deal with that. So I think there's a couple of 10mm bolts that hold this plastic tray in, and then yeah, last time I checked it was actually overflowing with water, so. Okay, it's got a zip tie there, so I'm gonna need a pair of side cutters. There's actually no drain hole in this, so if it does get water in it, I'm not sure where the water's supposed to go. Unless is that a drain hole? It is. There is a drain hole, it's just full of junk. I'm gonna take this over to the tap and give it a rinse. Okay, down here in the depths, there is, well, there's a whole bunch of shit, but there's this. So, it looks like this is completely clogged full of shit, and even if I cleaned that and drilled a hole out, it wouldn't have made it any better because this is full. So, I need to deal with this too. There we go. Put the straw in first. That just goes, yeah, just straight down. There we go. This goes in here like that. Now I'm going to go to my bolts bin and see if I can't find anything that's better than the. I don't want to put that back in there. Here's the 3 that I found in the bolts bin, so these will do quite nicely. Put the battery back in and then move on to the next issue, which I haven't even discovered yet. This way. Okay, let's check underneath here and see if there's anything I can remove. I have a feeling there is. Yep, there you go. Take that out. I don't need that because this is the same thing, right? So that should work. It'll lower it, what's that, 2mm probably? So maybe it won't touch anymore. There we go, there's one. Where did that go? Bro, down there, bro. Yo. Oh, you can't get this out because stuff's in the way? Yeah, this is in the way. This has to come out too. Right, get this out of there. Done and done. Is there any way we can lower this? Probably not. If we were to take a sander to this, you might be able to lower it a little bit, but I don't think I'll bother. They're just 10s and they just hold in this box, so that will be fine. Okay, put this back in. Okay, ready to test again. Little bit there from that, but I don't see anything on there anymore. Right, nothing. Let's give it another test. Give her a shot. Honestly, there might be a little bit here, but it's going to be better than what it was, so I'm happy with that. That's the way I think it should have been in the first place. So, done. Right, what's next? The wipers. Need to deal with the wipers. I think I'm putting another hole in the bonnet to deal with that hose there. On the OEM bonnet, there's this little hole here that accepts this hose. This hose runs under there, Yep, like Murphy's Law, like that, and then connects to this here, which goes to the sprayers. Now on the carbon one, we have an indent where the hole should be, but it's not there. Also, this is like, it's a complete piece. There's no gap in between, so there's no way to run the hose in. So what I'm thinking is I'll drill a hole, very scared to do it, but I'll do it. Drill a hole so that I can put this there like that, and then I'll drill another hole here for this to go into, and it'll be nice and neat tucked away. Okay, give that a go. If I f this up, it will be spectacular. Thanks, Ricky. Right, here we go. Go in the center of this biatch. Okay, it is hollow in there, that's a good start. Let's just go up a little bit at a time. Okay. Okay, does it work? Well, I mean, yeah, I can't pull it back out again, so I'd say that's a win. Excellent. Happy with that. Now I need to figure out a way to run this into here. Is that long enough to connect? No, it's not actually. So I should probably get a longer piece of hose. Yeah. This longer piece of hose was attached to the other bonnet that ran from this Y piece over to the other side, so it's nice and long. I'm going to connect this up here, feed it back through that hole, and then out of a hole over here, and then just sort of tuck it in there. Not stupidly long, but long enough so that I can like do maintenance on it if I need to. So I need to put a hole in there. How about directly here? Doing all of this right after I cleaned out the battery tray is pretty stupid, but I might be able to vacuum it out. Okay, that's not going to be big enough. I will go get, well, that'll probably fit, but no, I'll go get a step drill, just because I want it a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Get that through there, and down and over here. Okay, look at that, that's perfect. We've done this, we've routed our hose, it's connected up there, and I tested it and it works, it's all good. So that is the end of that. What's next? What is next? I don't even know. I was actually going to put the Link ECU in today, so maybe I should do that. It's probably a good idea. Okay, let's do that. Yes, let's do that, but let's do that in the next episode, because that would make this episode way too long, because installing the Link took way longer than it should have, because I did it the hard way. What is the hard way? Find out next time on Garage Kei. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see what happens next, press subscribe. Check out the description, check out the Facebooks, the Instagrams, check out the merch store. I will see you in the next episode. Later.